to figure
I
that out.
am playing the world's smallest violin for you right now.
Oh, where'd you
And
get
it's
that?
playing the world's saddest song.
They sell us on eBay?
No,
So it's
there's
playing-
only one. It is the world's smallest violin made by the world's smallest violin maker, who is now living in my dungeon.
And it plays Hit Me Baby One More Time by Britney Spears.
Welcome to another blast episode of the What a Disaster podcast. I'm your host, Gregory Allen, and with me for this bad boy is Richard Sawasinski.
What's up, Gregory?
Just living the dream, getting some stuff done around here. I mean, I guess we can get the who's he what out of the way now, right? Like the all housekeeping biz.
Yeah, we
Listen
gotta clean
to
this house
us.
up.
Listen to us on your favorite podcast players, and then thumbs up us. Mash that like button as long as it's 5 stars of likes. Find us on Twitter at Podwad. We're Wad Podcast on the Instagram. We're on the Facebook, of course. Who's not? Probably Mark Zuckerberg. Do you think he
I'll tell
uses
you.
it? Do you think Mark Zuckerberg uses it?
Probably not. I'll tell you who's not on the Facebook. Donald Trump. He doesn't use a Facebook at all.
I wouldn't let him. If I were one of his handlers, I would not let him touch Facebook. He just
I would
wants
tell
Twitter
him-
because it's easier for him to yell from his phone. He's a ding dong.
I would just tell him that Twitter is Facebook.
Yeah,
I'm like, no,
Just
Twitter is
he's
Facebook.
convinced.
You're good.
Yeah,
You got
doesn't
it.
matter.
If anybody would like to tweet from our Twitter, that would be great since we rarely do it. So,
Yeah, you guys want to
let us
log
know.
into our Twitter? I make jokes sometimes on there when I find funny threads, but that's about it.
Yeah. So you can just do it. We'll give you the password. It's fine.
We'll just let you log right in. It's fine.
All right.
We'll make a new password. It'll be your username. You can call us 209-781-9113. I didn't
Yep.
sing. I haven't been singing it lately.
You don't want to sing it.
Yeah,
It's like you don't like our
It's gone
song
to me
anymore.
now. Anyway, I
Not
mean, ever
supporting
since I started sitting at my keyboard, I was just like, why don't I have a song for this yet? And I still don't. So
Yeah, I get it. It's because it's been a hit for so long. It's hard to keep doing your hits.
yeah, I can see where like Metallica's coming from. They want to do new things.
Right. They don't. And what? Enter Sandman 300 times?
Exactly. Who wants to play that 300 days a year?
I do. You know who
Good.
wants to do that? You know who wants to play that 300 days a year? The guy working at McDonald's 300 days a year. He would love the opportunity
I
to just play
guess.
Enter Sandman.
That's true. What are we doing? We got movie news, right?
It's a blast episode
That's
today,
we
Gregory.
do whatever we want. I mean,
It's
it's
just-
you
yeah.
know,
We
just
did
do
watch
our
a
thing.
movie. We're not usually when we do blast episodes, we're being lazy and we didn't watch a movie. We watched a movie and wrote notes up and
We're
everything.
just trying to make sure everybody can get involved this time. Liz has been
Yeah.
bummed that she hasn't been on, but then she leaves on Sundays like a fart.
Yeah, like her tour.
Sunday fart. Anyway, let's do this. You said there's a Mortal Kombat reboot coming in January of 2021.
Yeah.
So we got
So
a year to steal our resolve before we have to hear that song. Test
Yeah.
your might.
And we can hear that song whenever we want, but we will definitely hear it in January 2021.
I really hope there's a remix of that song on that.
Oh, dude, there is. I already looked at the movie. There's only like 3 things on the movie: a director, a writer, and a song.
All
They're
right.
already talking about bringing that 90s Mortal Kombat song into it.
I mean,
It's the most
kind
popular
of the
part
thing
about the
right
movie.
now.
Yeah,
Like 90s is the chic thing.
it's old now. 90s
Yeah, I
are
don't
old.
really care. Like the first Mortal Kombat movie was fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. All the other ones were atrocious, and I tried to avoid them. But at some point, I ended up getting stuck watching almost all of them.
You're right. I do know that the most interesting thing about this story is it moved the release date up because people are so excited about this movie.
Who?
Which seems strange. I don't know.
Who's excited?
Greg Rousseau, because he's writing it, I think. And Simon McQuaid, because it's his first feature film.
Feature-length movie. All right.
Yeah.
Fine. There's 2, so let's move it
They're
forward.
excited.
They want
I'm
extra pressure on themselves for this one to be a success.
So, it won't be an election year, so they got to do something to make it interesting.
Oh, God.
January 2021.
All right. That's fine. Do you have anything you wanted to add about Mortal Kombat? Are you just looking
no.
forward to hearing Scorpion yell, "Get over here"?
Get over here. I will say it's written by a guy named Gregory Rousseau, another Greg.
You put Greg Russo. I go by Gregory as often as I can, but nobody calls me.
I know. They don't like using all those syllables. It's too hard.
I deserve them.
Gregory Rousseau only has one other writing credit, and it's the Resident Evil reboot, which is also not released yet. So this is going to be quality. This is going to be a good movie.
It's going to be good.
I'm excited.
All right. Well, if that's all you got on the Mortal Kombat, let's move on to Shazam.
Right?
Shazam 2.
About this?
Right?
You like this movie, right?
I liked the first one, yeah. I mean, it was that whole we've got superpowers, check out how cool it is thing got kind of stale with all the superhero movies that we got.
Right.
Thanks to Marvel. So it was a premise that was a little tired. But overall, the movie was well done. I enjoyed it. My kids liked it. Had some very scary scenes, which were cool.
Overall, it turns out I was doing a tiny bit of research on that today before our episodes. It turns out that David Sandberg, he's a horror film director.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So this movie was originally supposed to be a little darker, and they took it back to the cutting board and made it a little lighter, so kids could watch it. The cutting board, the cutting room board, the room cutting.
I think it's cutting room.
Yeah, well, they recut this film. This is one of those films they got to recut. If you watch it, you can kind of see that a little bit. It gets a little disjointed when the action starts to rise. But yeah, it was originally you even said that. You said this movie had a lot of horror elements in it.
Yeah, for sure.
And it is. It's all rumored. Those two might come back. Henry Gayden as the writer and David Sandberg as the director. I'm assuming the lead is still going to be in it. The guy who looks like Jimmy Fallon with muscles. So
I can't remember Chuck. He was Chuck in the show. Yeah. Chuck. That's all I remember about him.
Yeah, that's who he is, isn't he? He got big. He got big after Chuck.
Alternatively, it's a costume.
He also got muscles for real, but yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's got some muscles, but he's got a costume on, so it gets a little extra padding for sure.
You're right. It has the foamy kind of look to the costume. Yeah.
But I mean, he's not The Rock. Let's put it that way.
No, he's not as big as he looks in the movie, I'm sure.
He
does kind of look like Jimmy Fallon to me.
He does. I agree with you. I hate Jimmy Fallon. He's a turd.
So much. The only thing Jimmy Fallon has ever done that's good is he those little songs he does with the Roots when he brings in bands. Yeah. He had the Backstreet Boys in doing "I Want It That Way" with the Roots in his tiny little room, and they're all playing these kids instruments. Fantastic. But that's more the Roots to Jimmy Fallon, to be honest with you. I recommend
Jimmy got it
that.
together. He made it happen.
Yeah, Jimmy made it happen.
Yeah. Well, good. Did you have anything you were excited about the Shazam 2?
No, I only put it on here because
what do you want to see out of it? What do you hope to see out of the second Shazam?
This is gonna be tough, right? Because the first movie is entirely based around, like you said, the fact that he's a kid with superpowers and that's unique, and special. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen Shazam, which you should have if you wanted to at this point, at the end he creates the entire Shazam family. Yeah, which I thought was a little bit much. I was like, maybe we didn't need to have all that in this movie, because that's what I would have liked to have seen in the second movie. Is a lot more Shazams, the Shazam family kind of showing up. So they kind of ruined that for the
you
second
think so?
movie.
I mean, now that they've got it established that they exist, they can just have fun with it instead of doing character building and stuff.
I'll tell you what I want. I want a real world situation. I want all the Shazam kids to move in together into one house and superheroed. Then things will get real.
All right. I mean,
also some what's his name, Black Adam. Black Adam's would be cool.
The Rock is supposed to be Black Adam.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
that's what I'm most looking forward to.
Oh,
no, I didn't know that.
The Rock is. I think that he's getting a Black Adam movie. I gotta look now.
That is true.
Black Adam, the Rock movie, in December 2021. So it'll be out ahead of the Shazam 2. I imagine there will be some linkage there.
Right, which is probably why we're not getting a lot of Shazam 2 news right now.
Right.
Just because, I'm looking forward to that more than Shazam 2. That should be fun.
Yeah, I'm totally on board. I'm cool with Shazam 2. Let's do it. Let's just make it right now.
Let's go. I got a camera.
Yeah,
you got muscles.
I got a camera and muscles. I could just do it myself. Fuck you. Akira movie that that was going to be taken on by Taika Waititi that is apparently delayed indefinitely.
Okay, yeah. So I have some information for you about this.
Okay,
talk
to me.
First off, this movie was announced well before the Thor movie he did, Ragnarok. Yeah. So Taika was a little easier to get a hold of at that point. You know, he had just done What We Do in the Shadows, was kind of this big movie at that point. So he was a little more available. After that movie came out, that Thor movie came out, they still hadn't gotten to production in Akira, and now he's taken up with Thor: Love and Thunder. So it is delayed indefinitely, but I think it's because they want Taika still attached to it, which is great news.
They still want him to do it. I mean, yeah, like with what he did with Ragnarok and the use of just the color and intensity that he had going on with that, I could totally see that working well with Akira, so long as he doesn't completely goofball it up. I would be kind of disappointed if it had a Ragnarok feel to it.
Me too.
It would be kind of stinky.
I will say,
I do like Taika Waititi, and I know he's a capable director. So,
and I didn't really like Thor until Thor Ragnarok. So I don't really like Akira either. So maybe he could turn that around for me.
There you go.
How do you feel about the original Akira anime? We were like of age when that.
I loved it. It was one of the first animes I had ever seen. I liked it a heck of a lot more than what was the one? Vampire Hunter D.
Oh,
that was one of the other ones that I watched back at that point.
Edgy.
It was, I don't know. They're just, anime is bad for the most part. And there's a lot of bad, just like there's a lot of bad movies, there's a lot of bad anime out there. So I don't get too worked up over that kind of stuff. But yeah, I did not harbor any ill will. I would watch it again. I'm into Akira.
I will say One Punch Man, though. First season of One Punch Man is one of the best things that's ever happened out of anime.
Yeah, for sure. One Punch Man is great. I will watch that over and over and over again.
So good. I like how he's so depressed that he's so strong.
He's so strong that he just gets to take care of business, and that's all she wrote.
He just wants to fight, Greg. He just wants a good fight.
He needs somebody to beat him up.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving here to The Matrix 4. And you put in the notes here, this is the same day as John Wick 4. Yep. And do we care about The Matrix 4? I have one thing to say about both of those movies. I do not care. I don't. John Wick 3 was such an over-the-top, ridiculous conclusion, so to speak, of the John Wick 1 and 2. It just was too much for me. It was not my favorite movie. I don't know why people loved it so much.
I love John Wick 1, but you could get everything you need out of John Wick 1 that you get in John Wick 2 and 3. It's just a continuation. There's a lot of shooting. And at some point, my eyes just start to glaze over. It's just like, oh, cool. It's a long, you know what it is? It's a Keanu Reeves dance movie. Because that's all it is. Like all these like movies of all this shooting and gung fu or whatever you want to call it. It's just dancing.
Yeah.
So you just watch like Keanu Reeves dance for like 2 hours. And I don't see how they're going to make a fourth movie interesting. I like the Criminal Underground stuff. I like the gold. I thought
that was
all
too
that
much
stuff. Yeah,
that was the stuff I didn't like.
I like all that stuff, but I'm kind of like, I don't see how a fourth movie is going to expand or improve on any of that.
It's not.
We already got.
I mean, it's already bad. Yeah. So what difference does it make? Like the action is fantastic, second to none.
Right.
But the motivation behind it was thin, very very thin.
Exactly, and the fact that he blew up his whole life in it just doesn't make sense. It starts to just really not make sense.
Yeah.
All because his dog died like 3 movies ago.
Well, yes, that's what it was. It was the dog dying that triggered all this.
Matrix 4, I don't care. Matrix 2 and 3 were terrible.
0. Do not care either.
They were so bad. And Keanu Reeves was bad in them. So it's like another movie for Keanu Reeves to be bad in. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
The movie was carried by its special effects and its absurd concept. And there's not much they're going to be able to do, I don't think, that is going to
They never should have made a second one. They never should have made a second one. You know what? I take that back. Now would be a good time to make a second one. Now would be like, okay, Matrix 2. What happened over the last 20 years?
Yeah, retcon out the Revolutions and whatever the second one was. Was it Reloaded? Reloaded and Revolutions. Get rid of those.
Oh my God. So
just
bad.
retcon those out and make that some sort of weird machine injected memory that Keanu's character has now.
He wakes up and realizes the whole thing was a lie, and it's just him and Morbius were captured. Like,
Morbius, the living vampire thing?
Not Morbius. What's his name?
Morpheus.
Morpheus. Yeah, him and Morbius. Why not?
What's the subtitle of Morbius? Now I got into Morbius. The living vampire. Yeah, what the hell kind of stupid name is that? I was like, that can't be right. Like, what does the living vampire mean? They're all living, aren't they?
No, they're not dead except for Morbius.
Stop it.
Listen, you're the one who remembered it, so it must have been kind of good.
No, it was stupid. Why does that?
Is that movie still coming out with Jared Leto? Does that still have a release date?
I hope not. New look at shredded Jared Leto as Morbius revealed. That's in April. News. Marvel's Morbius gets even grosser before his solo movie. Sounds like it is happening still, so there you go.
Oh, good.
Whatever. Jared Leto, we know he sucks. He's sent people used condoms and dead pigs and shit because he was the Joker.
Because he was getting into the role because he was an artist.
Yeah, well, he should have murdered a bunch of people.
Should have stayed in my so-called life. Yeah.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. How are we feeling about that?
Have you seen this trailer?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer. It looks, I don't know. It doesn't look like it has the same tone as the original Ghostbusters movies. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I want the lightish hearted take that we had with less of the like creepy date rape implications that were happening in the first Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, other than that.
Less slime ballness.
Yeah, my feeling on Ghostbusters Afterlife, after seeing the trailer, it looked like a really well done trailer. It looks like a well done film. Does it have to be Ghostbusters?
There hasn't been a ghost sighting in 30 years. New York in the 80s? It's like The Walking Dead. Your dad never mentioned this to you?
It's just my mom. My grandfather died. My mom says we're just here to pick through the rubble of his life.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
All right, so Ghostbusters, we're both going to go see.
Yeah, I'll
Matrix
see it.
4, we'll probably not go see. No. You'll see John Wick, but I won't. The Akira movie, nobody's going to see. Shazam 2, we'll probably both go see.
Yeah.
And Mortal Kombat, we will watch while drunk after we steal it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mortal Kombat, I am not going to a theater to see that.
Sounds good.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
So now we can move on to something that we're actually excited about. Let's talk about games.
Yeah.
We both been playing a couple of games. We'll take turns. You'll go to, why don't you tell me a little bit about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order?
Oh, yeah. So I made it through Jedi Fallen Order. I played pretty much every single one of these third-person Star Wars Jedi games.
You're a nerd.
Yep, I'm a nerd. I remember when Jedi Knight, the first Jedi Knight game came out, which is Dark Forces 2. I loved those games. Loved them. I probably played those games 300 hours plus. And, the Force Unleashed games, those were really good too. Those are also kind of third-person Jedi games that were pretty fun. Jedi Academy was really good. Fallen Order, I would say my experience was I didn't like it as much as the first Force Unleashed or Jedi Academy, but it was a really fun game. It uses the actor Cameron Monaghan. He's from Shameless. He plays the red-haired kid in Shameless.
Okay.
I kind of like it when they do that in games. It kind of adds, especially when a game like Fallen Order.
You did put in your note, I like when they use real actors. Can you tell me what a fake actor is?
When they like Capcom will do something with Resident Evil games. There's a lot of dialogue and
They're
story.
Still actors. They're still real actors. What are you trying to pull?
There's real voice actors, but they don't use the faces and like motion capture.
That's what you mean. You wanted like their actual faces.
Yeah, Cameron Monaghan is actually in this game. And he actually did the same thing for Force Unleashed, but I can't remember the name of the actor they used. But he was a relatively, he was working a relatively.
Keanu Reeves is in this new what's that game
Cyberpunk
coming out? Yeah, this Cyberpunk.
Yeah, he is. He is in that. They made a big deal about that. He actually was only in a little bit, but then he liked it so much they put him in a bunch of it.
That's
so
cool.
That should be fun. Yeah, it's really cool. I kind of like it because it's a linear storyline. You don't have a lot of control over what happens, especially in the cutscenes. So if I'm going to watch a movie, I might as well see it like a professional actor act out the scenes.
Sure.
They did the same thing with Kojima's new game,
Death Stranding, and Norman Reedus.
Yeah, Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus. That's what people are calling it, which is pretty good. Yeah. I don't have any desire to play that
Have you
game.
beaten Fallen Order?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I played it through.
And start to finish, would you say it was a good story and you liked the way it ended?
Yeah, it was an excellent story. I thought it ended really well. And my only issue with it was, which kind of makes sense, is you're kind of a muted version of a Jedi compared to the other games that I played.
Okay.
I remember like in Jedi Academy, you could slow down time. You could run through a room, kill like 8 stormtroopers, turn around and watch them fall slowly to the ground as time restored. Kind of stuff. Shit like that doesn't really happen in this game.
Oh, okay.
But it was still really cool. It's still really, really cool. It's really fun.
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah, you should.
Now, as for me, I have not beaten it yet. I'm playing Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. That's from like 2017, I think.
Okay.
I picked up Xbox. What is it? The Xbox Game Pass.
Okay, yeah.
So I got a bunch of game options, all for $15 a month. It's kind of an on rails type of game. There's a lot of little puzzle things. It's pretty light on combat, and the combat itself is hit and miss. It's got moments that it feels really great, and then other times I'm just like, come on, I'm kind of sick of this. I will say that the puzzle stuff is generally pretty good, but the whole game seems to be just a way to walk you through a story.
Okay.
It's just kind of the path you take to hear about what's going on in this woman's life. The atmosphere is fantastic. It's a very eerie feeling game. It's very disquieting. It's scary at times. All in all, so far, I'm really enjoying it, and it looks great. The graphics are amazing. There are a couple of weird things going on with it. It makes it kind of challenging just because it's so different than everything else. But like, there's they don't give you any tutorials during gameplay.
Okay.
The game is relatively easy, so it's fine. But they don't tell you even like what buttons to push.
Oh wow!
You just get thrust into this world, and you have to discover it yourself. The traversal, like moving around areas, is a little weird too. There are times where they're trying to keep you like going in this particular direction, and there's no wall blocking you, so you end up with kind of some invisible wall stuff going on at times. And
okay,
otherwise it would be really
like
claustrophobic for what they're trying to do. It would feel like you're just kind of stuck in a maze the whole time.
Right, like you said, very very on rails, but they try to make it look like you're not on rails.
Right. They give you the visibility of an open world with the actual functionality of something that's pretty much just on rails.
Right. Yeah, I've seen this game around. The critics seem to really like it. It's one of those games where everybody's like, "You just need to play this thing."
You do. You should absolutely play it. It can be gotten cheap now. There's no reason to not play Hellblade. I haven't beaten it yet. I imagine I'll be satisfied once I'm done. I probably won't pick it back up. But overall, great. That's my
cool.
thoughts on Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Sounds exactly how they want you to say it.
It is. That's how it sounds
Hellblade.
as soon as you turn it on.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. Stars will disappear. Fire and water will meet. Flames will play against the sky. The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned. All the gods will be dead. And the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
What else are you playing?
A couple other games. I'm playing Borderlands 3. I kind of like the Borderlands games. They're kind of first-person shooter Diablo, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
kill
can get
a bunch
behind
of
that.
things, get a bunch of loot. Bad guy pinatas is what I call it. Well, I call it Diablo demon pinatas, or monster pinatas. You
Right.
smash enemies and things fly out of them, and you get to
Yeah,
pick up
you
all
get
the
candy
goodies.
from smashing stuff.
Yeah, I like Borderlands 3. Graphics are always going to be good. They're Borderlands games. If you like that cell shaded kind of look, it's cool. A lot of improvements. You don't have to hit X to pick up ammo. You know how nice that is to not have to
No.
run around like jamming X. In the other Borderlands games, to pick up ammo, you had to hit X. So you're just running around slamming on the X key all the time on the X button on your controller.
Yeah, I mean, they want you to pick everything up. Why make it so challenging?
It's ridiculously frustrating. They added a slide move, which is a new thing, I guess, in first-person shooters, but I'm into it. They added a climb move, so you can climb up on things that you just barely can jump on, which all those things are really nice. They kind of help you traverse the environment a lot easier and take some of the tedium out of it. Quality of life improvements, I guess is what you would call it. And I like the game. I'm not real great at them because they require a lot of understanding about your character's abilities. They don't give you a lot of hints on what things do and how things work. You kind of try to figure things out on your own.
Okay.
And it gets really specific. It'll be like, here, you get like +1 to this stat if every time somebody has like a status effect, but it doesn't explain what a status effect is. You have to know these things, which is fine. I played enough games.
I mean,
to
you
be
know
able
what
to
a
figure it out.
status effect is. Come on.
I do know what a status effect is, but like the barrier for entry for somebody who doesn't is going to be frustrating.
Who doesn't know what a status effect is? It's an effect on your status. Come on.
It's just not great for casual gamers. Somebody like Liz would have a hard time with it. She was able to play the first Borderlands without any issues.
I bet she'd be fine. You're selling her short.
I got my ass kicked, and I had to go through and respec a couple times to figure
I
that out.
am playing the world's smallest violin for you right now.
Oh, where'd you
and
get
it's
that?
playing the world's saddest song.
They sell on eBay?
No,
So it's playing-
there's only one. It is the world's smallest violin made by the world's smallest violin maker, who is now living in my dungeon.
And it plays Hit Me Baby One More Time by Britney Spears?
That is the saddest song ever written. Yes, you got it. You know what's going on.
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Anyways, Borderlands 3, if you like Borderlands, play it. If you don't like Borderlands, don't play it.
Sorry about the mess. Everything Jack kills, he dumps here. Bandits, vault hunters, claptrap units. If I sound pleased about this, it's only because my programmers made this my default tone of voice. I'm actually quite depressed.
I have also recently beaten Link's Awakening, the remake for the Switch, and Outer Worlds. I probably won't go back and play either one of them anytime soon. I'm more likely to play Link's Awakening. It's got a cool little dungeon creator mode that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is really fun.
Not a whole lot of other good reasons to go back to it after you collect everything, though. The seashells was it, and I'm done with that.
Yeah, that game was my childhood, so I was excited to have it to
Yeah.
play again. I like what they did with it.
Yeah, it was like my first Game Boy game when I was a
mine
kid.
too.
So
Mine too. I played like 300 hours of it. I got stuck 'cause I never played a Zelda game, so I got like 300 hours before I finally beat it.
my game glitched out in the dungeon where you have to throw the steel ball, and the steel ball disappeared and wouldn't come back.
That's such a hard part.
So I had to
figure out,
restart.
too.
Then that was on the original Game Boy version, not this one.
Right.
That didn't happen to me then.
I forgot about the steel ball one in this one. It got stuck for like 20 minutes. I was like, "What are you supposed to do with this ball?"
Throw it at stuff.
Yeah.
Outer Worlds. That's my next one. It feels kind of like the bastard offspring of Fallout and Mass Effect, but it's too clean, way too like neat and tidy.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of exploration where I could, in like the Gamebryo and Bethesda games, I would just wander around. It was a lot of fun for me in the Fallout games. Being in the wasteland was cool. And I don't really care about the multiple endings. I got all the side character ones, and that was good enough for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I played both of those games. And Outer Worlds, what I liked about Outer Worlds, what I thought was funny about Outer Worlds was they kept complaining about how dirty everything was, but everything looked so clean.
Yeah,
I was
nothing looked dirty. Fallout looked way filthier.
Especially Fallout 3. Fallout 3 looked dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Everything you say about Outer Worlds, I agree with. Play it through. I'll never go back to it again. But you know what? I'm kind of
Worth playing.
Yeah.
Absolutely worth playing.
I don't need another 400-hour RPG. Like, I don't need
I
another
do.
Witcher 3.
Because I like being able to just drop in, saunter around for a little bit, murder some idiots, and then leave.
Play The Witcher 3 then, if you haven't yet.
You know, I started and I just have not gotten into it yet.
It took me
it's just
3
not
tries.
been much fun.
It took me 3 tries.
I'll bust it back out again. It might
Just
be
a lo-
installed. Let me check.
There's a lot of side quests, and it can be a little overwhelming, but
The
I enjoyed it.
Witcher. I have The Wincher, which is about pulling jeeps from ditches.
The Witcher.
Yeah.
The Witcher 3. It's the best
The
one.
Wincher 3, for sure. That's the one that has all of the different versions of the Wrangler. It's got like the Rubicon, and it's got that new pickup truck style one. That's really great. I highly recommend it.
Is that the one with the bonus level where they have that scene from Jurassic Park? But
Yes, that's the only one where you don't play the tow truck driver. So it's the most fun, and you get to actually see the spitters up close.
That's nice. That's great.
Yeah, that's terrific. I loved it.
That's my second favorite game of all time. So I'm glad you're into
The
it.
Wincher 3.
Yeah, Witcher 3.
All right, so we moving on, or did you want to talk about
no,
Wolfenstein?
I can tell you, I'm playing the new Wolfenstein games. I haven't gotten that far in it yet. Kind of cool. They're fun. I like shooting
Main
Nazis.
character. I see your notes. We had the same complaint.
Oh, yeah. It's the first one, so it's been out for a little bit. New Order, so I can kind of spoil the story a little for you. At the beginning of the game, you get caught in an explosion, and you get a head injury, and you end up in a coma for 15 years. You wake up from the coma. The Nazis have won, but you're a badass still.
You would have atrophied so damn much.
You wouldn't even be able to walk. But you know, it is what it is. It's a video game. Yeah, and it's not Wolfenstein 3D. I kind of miss the 3D, but I'll get over it.
The third dimension is what made it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much PC gaming you did when Wolfenstein, the original one, came out, but the first Wolfenstein game was just a platformer. It wasn't a 3D. Yeah.
I never played it. Nobody played that game, but
I did.
Did you really? You had that?
Yeah, I played that and Commander Keen.
Commander Keen, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was id Software as well, right?
Really great.
I love Commander Keen. That pogo stick was badass.
Castle Wolfenstein. It was so weird. That game came out in like the early 80s. For sure. Yeah, Castle Wolfenstein and Beyond Castle Wolfenstein. I played both of those. All right, so then let's go to these game awards. I think, do we need to cover, what do we need to cover? We don't need to cover all of this. Game of the year was Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Have you played that?
Yeah, so this is the one I mainly want to cover. This game is beautiful, and it's an excellent game, but fuck this game. It is not a game for me at all.
So it's like Dark Souls. It's just a very fucking hard game still.
Yeah, and I was reading up on it, and people were like, "Oh, yeah, this is one of those games where you learn from death." And I was like, "I'm okay with that. I'm okay with dying and having to start over and over again until I figure out how to do things without dying."
Have you played Dark Souls and Bloodborne?
A little bit much for me too.
Oh, that's why you hated it. Okay.
Yeah, but they don't take away experience points in Dark Souls and Bloodborne, do they?
Yes, they do. They take everything from you in those games.
But
you're not allowed to be full of joy when you play a Dark Souls game.
A no joy game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only do they take away that stuff, but in this game, there's no good way to get stuff back. And when you die, there's the death penalty. It can affect your NPCs, so you can't do like side quests until like you heal your NPCs.
Well, don't fuck up.
Oh, dude, it's such a hard game. You're gonna fuck up. It's so hard. And
I know. I've played Dark Souls and Bloodborne and stuff, and I don't understand what's going to come out of that. That's why I haven't played it yet. I'd like to, but I'm going to wait till it's cheap.
It is cheap. I got it for $30.
That's not cheap enough. I need it for $15.
Okay, I agree. It's beautiful though. It is a beautiful game. Even the 2 hours I played of it, I don't regret those. But once I lost half my experience points and never got it, I haven't had a single skill point yet. I was like, I'm never going to get anywhere in this. I'm never going to get anywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of grinding in those games if you want to try to get your experience points up.
Right, and you could dig yourself a hole and never get out.
You figure it out. You'll get better. You get good.
Yeah, but the death penalty that like affects NPCs was the deal breaker for me. I was like, no, I'm not dealing with that. That's too much.
That's fine. I understand.
I rage quit it too often.
Have you played Death Stranding at all?
No. Is it good?
I haven't played it.
No.
I need to, but I haven't yet.
No.
And how is the Outer Worlds in the it was a runner up for Game of the Year?
It was runner up for Game of the Year. It was a runner up for Best RPG. It kind of squeezed in there, but I don't think anybody took it that seriously. Nobody put it up that high in their list.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't give that game of the year. It was
Yeah.
fun, but not that great.
I think it
But
was just
a very
timing.
well produced game. It felt pretty. It felt clean and cohesive. That's not enough for me. I need it to
Yeah.
be replayable
It level caps at 30.
or to tell an actually like interesting and challenging story, one or the other.
Yeah, there was a lot of missed story opportunities with that game. Like your ship has all this interesting storyline that you don't learn anything about your ship. Which really
That'll
bothered
come
me.
in the DLC.
Yeah, right. I won't be getting that.
No.
But yeah, I thought the game of the year was interesting, especially since I hadn't played it until I saw that it was announced game of the year. I was like, "Fuck it, I'll play this," and I got frustrated with it after 2 hours.
Having watched you play and struggle with Legend of Zelda Wind Waker on the GameCube, it would make me want to rip my fingernails off to watch you play any of the Dark Souls games or anything that looks like them.
I don't know why I
So.
struggled so hard with that GameCube game. I did though. I did.
It was so hard to watch. I was so mad.
You were so mad. I still haven't beaten that game because it was so frustrating for me.
Can we talk about this though? Since we're on Zelda and Nintendo, best family game. We need to mention that every single game was a Nintendo game.
Right.
Luigi's Mansion 3 won best family game, and then you got Ring Fit Adventure, Super Mario Maker 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Yoshi's Crafted World. That rounds out the 5 best family games of the year.
Yeah.
Not really surprising that there's a lot of Nintendo games, but all 5?
Not only that, Greg, all of them are Mario games except for Ring Fit Adventure.
Yeah, they're all based on Mario intellectual property.
Smash
I would
Brothers is-
argue that Luigi's Mansion is so far removed from the original Mario games, though.
Right, I agree with you. It's just kind of funny.
And Super
that,
Smash Brothers is every Nintendo.
Yeah. It's just kind of funny that like a Mario character exists in all these games too. It's
Yeah,
just kind of.
yeah. And there's
and I-
probably one in Ring Fit Adventure. I haven't played it.
It looks kind of cool. It looks kind of fun. I feel like you would snap that ring in half though.
Watch your stance. There you go. There you go. Do I get it back?
I think I can do better. Let me try it.
Staying active together. That's our way to play. Nintendo Switch.
I mean, it seems like as good a
Are you-
place as any to end it, right?
Well, one more thing.
You wanna...
That Disco Asylum
No,
game.
hang on. I don't want you to talk.
Oh.
We're done here. I'm going to
No.
click this record button. Can
No,
I do that?
don't
I don't
click
think I can. I think you're in charge of
I
it.
think I'm in charge of the
All right,
recording.
talk about Disco Elysium. I don't know anything
Elysium.
about
Sorry, Elysium. Elysium. Disco Elysium. I know nothing about it as well. I have not played it. I have barely looked at it.
it. I've seen like 3 or 4 articles talking about how good it is, but I haven't even watched like a video about it. I'm gonna click on a video right now.
Let me tell you what it won.
There's a-
While you click on that video, it won best
Okay.
role playing game, best narrative, and best indie game. It took all those home. It beat out Death Standing for best story, which I'm surprised. Best narrative.
All right, so here's Disco Elysium. It's like weird.
Right?
It's kind of like a Baldur's Gate style, that 3/4 view.
I believe it's called isometric view.
Sure,
Yeah.
isometric view. That sounds good.
It's isometric view. Is the same view they use in the original Fallout games, the first 2 Fallout games.
Yeah.
And like you said, Baldur's Gate. And
I should try this. This game's up my alley.
I know it looks really interesting. A lot of reading. That's at the not that I mind reading, but sometimes just your eyes get tired when you're playing games late at night. Yeah, it looks cool. It's just surprising some indie game has walked off with so many awards, and it was nominated for a lot of things too that didn't win.
Yeah, I mean, it got a lot of nominations. It looks interesting. I'll
Yeah.
give it a shot.
Yeah, if you
I'll,
played this game, let us know how you felt about it.
Yeah, beat me. Shoot me a beeper message.
Oh yeah, you still got your pager?
Yeah.
Well, this has been a blast episode, Greg. Do you feel
Man,
blasted?
it was a blast episode. We talked about stuff. We had a good time.
I had a
Hopefully,
good
you guys
time.
got a little insight into what makes Richard and I tick, and that's pretty much just video games and
And
nerdy
oxygen.
shit.
Yeah, and oxygen.
Oh yeah, and oxygen, and that little thing that goes back and forth in my chest.
Metronome?
Yes, that's what it is. A
Yeah.
metronome. The gnome that lives in the metro.
No, it isn't. Yeah, man, like let us know if you like us doing some of the game news stuff. We're Greg and I, we like video games. So
Yeah,
we're happy
we'll
to talk
video
about them.
games.
We're happy.
Need to
Makes us
swear more about them, I think.
happy. Yeah, we need to swear more
I
about
need to
it.
play games that make me angry. Then we can do it.
Yeah. They're like it fits a tone because name a video game that doesn't have a disaster back and plot to it.
Mario?
You're saving the princess from the world-ending Bowser.
Stop it. Has nothing to do with the end of the world. He just wants a date.
Yeah, you're just going about the wrong way. He's an
The
incel.
way wrong way. Totally wrong way. Mario
if, like-
Party's not a disaster.
No, those games aren't. I guess,
Racing games aren't disasters. Football, sports games aren't disasters.
but just football, sports games, hockey games
do you want me
definitely
to-
are.
Do you want me to keep going, or are you
I
done
do.
feeling
Keep naming some
embarrassed?
more.
You
I
should feel
feel
embarrassed.
I'm really embarrassed.
That Goose Game, Untitled Goose Game's not a disaster game, probably.
What if it was? What if you end up saving the world into that game?
You know what? Let's end this. We're done here.
I don't want anybody to spoil Untitled Goose Game for me.
Yeah.
Do we follow us on Wad Podcast?
No, you know what? Fuck
.com.
following us. I don't give a shit if you follow us on the Twitter or the Instagram or anything else.
Right,
Subscribe to our goddamn podcast.
Just
Give
listen
us
to us.
5-star reviews. Like us on every podcast app there is. All right. You don't have an iTunes account? Get one. You don't have a Google Play account? Get one. You don't have
Stitcher.
what? Stitcher? Get one.
Get one of
You
those.
don't have Spotify? Fucking get one.
What are you? I thought you were our friend.
Seriously.
Jesus.
Fuck you guys.
For fuck's
fucking
sake.
idiots. You know what? Come say it to my face, all right?
You know what? Don't
Or
call
call
us.
me and say it to me.
I don't wanna hear from you.
209-781-9113. Call and tell me why you don't think you have to follow us and enjoy us. Piece of shit.
Yeah, just
Fuck you.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck off. I'm done with this. I'm done with this.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm done.
Done.
I
I'm
can't
out.
end it. I'm trying. I'm trying to click.
Yeah, I think it's